E Club and a member of the GOMI team.
Hello, I'm Bailey Fogel. I'm a senior at Newburyport High School, and I am the president of the Environmental Club and also a member of the GOMI team.
Today, we live in an age of diametric opposition. Our political spheres, our social idealisms, even how we should go about resisting climate change is met with anger and resentment by those who would rather not be bothered by the idea of change. But we are at a crossroads. We, as a community, can no longer sit idly by as those stricken by greed and ignorance determine the path we proceed on. We must take the future in our own hands, for if we don't change now, we will not have the opportunity to change in the future.
According to scientists, we have just about 12 years to change, make drastic change, or else life as we know it will be a lot different. Do we want our grandchildren, children, and future generations to know what a nice swim in the ocean would be like if there weren't a bunch of our own garbage? The natural world is there to remind us what it is to be human. Nothing can replace these magical places.
One of the most important factors in creating this change for the future is to educate and inspire the youth. The future leaders of the earth and will have the responsibility of its protectors, as well as inherit the environmental problems created by the generations prior. This is why it saddens me, as a junior at Newburyport High, to look around and see some of my peers unaware of their impact. I see them unaware or uncaring as to how to compost, wasting energy and natural resources, and a general unstirred attitude towards environmental issues. I do not blame my peers, however, because one cannot love what they do not understand. I believe it is an important duty. The important duty of education must fall to the community to instill the important values of environmental care within the youth of our generation.
It is a simple factor in education that has been buried by the assumption that a lot of things we learn in school we don't need in our everyday lives. What if we use addition as 1 tree plus 1 tree equals 2 trees? And what if this got more complex as we grew older? See, these things that we do in school, we could actually integrate a lot of environmentally knowledge and a lot of environmental problems and learn how to problem solve in school. So when we go out into the world, we see the world as a very easy to manage place, and how these pressing issues aren't so big, and we know how we have the skills and the tools we need to solve them.
The E-Club has been working diligently for years to create a community within the high school that supports and nurtures the environmental activism within Newburyport. And we have accomplished truly great feats for the high school and the community as a whole. We have initiated the composting system at our high school, participated in climate rallies, and much more. This year in particular, we have begun a plastic water bottle initiative to reduce and then hopefully eliminate the sale of one-use plastic water bottles at our school. Because as environmental stewards, we care about our oceans, and we want our high school to reflect those values.
Also, Noah and we said we were members of the Gulf of Maine Institute team, and we've been working with them for 4 years on different place-based education opportunities where we go out into the Great Marsh and get to know our home and get to know what beautiful place it is and how important it is to all of our livelihoods and why we live here. We take part in a pepperweed poll where we have hand-picked hundreds and hundreds of bags of an invasive plant in our salt marsh, and that has taught us a lot about teamwork, and we have learned a lot from that group as well.
Us students have had a major impact on the community, educating and taking action on the environmental issues we care so much about. But we alone cannot instill the change that is so direly needed. We have to move to incorporate environmental education as a core part of our curriculum at our schools. We learn about logarithms and we learn about conic sections on a graph, but we do not learn about how our pollution is destroying our environments and what we can do to help. This subject reaches so many different levels of academia: maths, sciences, history, and literature. But right now, unless you go out of your way to take AP Environmental Science, you will not be taught about these important things at our high school. Likewise, as the businesses of our community must also work to strive for environmental excellence. We must push for compostable straws and cups, attempt to create less waste, and other things of that sort to do our part in combating climate change.
as Noah was saying, that we need to integrate the care for the environment in the fabric of the Newburyport community, to follow after many other places around the world that have awoken to Mother Earth's call and helped for help in the climate crisis. So we need to be a leader in our community, but also a follower of those in other communities that have taken the right step in acting on all of these environmental issues.
You all being here today shows that you care about our future, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. The issues we face today are important and a difficult mountain to climb, but we put a man on the moon with weaker technology than what's in your iPhone. And if we come together and truly work to create change, we can overcome these obstacles and work towards a brighter future.
Thank you. Some of you have been to one. We have a website if you want to get in contact with us about anything you're interested in. We have a website. It's www.climate-cafe.org. So go there if you want to learn any more about what we do.
Thank you.